This man who stabbed a pig with a knife is a detective, but people think he's crazy because his methods of solving cases are unusual, yet very accurate. Once, he put himself into a suitcase and had someone push it down the stairs, just like the victim had experienced. When he climbed out, he knew who the murderer was. The most amazing thing about this detective is that he can see people's inner thoughts. In a small convenience store, a middle school girl was holding a lipstick, and there was a red-haired woman next to her, constantly tempting her to steal it. The detective shouted at the red-haired woman to get out of there, but to everyone else, there was only the girl there. The red-haired woman was actually the girl's inner thoughts. This is the detective's ability to explore the hidden corners of people's minds through their thoughts. Because of mental health issues, the detective had been dismissed from the police force a long time ago. But one day, a police officer came to him for help. The officer was working on a difficult case and had seen the detective's abilities before, so he wanted to ask for his assistance. The detective's wife rushed out to drive the police officer away, and the detective started struggling with her. But to the officer, it looked like the detective was just weirdly twitching around by himself. This was actually the detective's inner thoughts, and the struggle represented his internal conflict. Finally, the detective decided to get back into the field and went with the police officer to the major crimes unit. They were investigating a case of a missing police officer. Last year, 2 officers had chased a suspect into a forest, but only one came out. The other officer disappeared, and his gun was later used in a series of robberies and to kill 4 people. As the police were explaining the case, the detective heard a woman cursing at him. He looked up and saw a mean-spirited woman. She was actually the inner thoughts of one of the officers present. The detective stood up and walked over to an officer who seemed kind and friendly, but what he saw was a person cursing at him, so he gave the officer a headbutt. To everyone else, it looked like he was attacking someone for no reason. Who would believe that he was actually defending himself? The detective and the police started investigating the key person in the case, who was the missing officer's partner. During the investigation, the partner said that they got separated in the forest and he had to come out by himself, clearing himself of any suspicion. But the detective thought there was something off about him, so he took the police to follow him. Most people have few inner thoughts, but this guy had 7 or 8. The detective followed him, and the suspect immediately noticed. As several people turned around at the same time, could the detective find any evidence?